Statseeker version 25.3 introduced the Webhook alerting module that expands Statseeker alerting to include the ability to send alerts as Webhook messages to third-party services. This module is licensed separately to the core Statseeker product, so you may need to contact Statseeker customer services to update your license and enable the feature. Here I am in alert configuration, and from the template list I can select Send an HTTP Webhook. I configure my alert trigger for just a basic device ping state transition. I'll restrict the alert to just the devices in my routers group. I won't add a time filter, so with this filter I'll be alerted on ping state changes to devices in my routers group 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'll just hide that filter. The waiting policy can be used to modify the action taken when a device ping, device SNMP, or interface opper status down event is received. I selected device ping events, so the field's available in this configuration. When waiting is enabled, alerts relating to these events are delayed and only sent if the entity is still down at the end of the waiting period determined by the duration. Or we can set a period for when these events are handled differently and use the behaviour to specify that difference. Alerts are sent normally outside the period, but don't alert on down events occurring within the period unless the device is still down at the end, or drop events outside the waiting period and only alert on events that occur within the window and are still active at the end of the window. Then we select the Webhook template. We have Microsoft Teams, ServiceNow, PagerDuty, Slack, and a custom template. The Teams and Slack templates are identical from a configuration standpoint. For the simple templates, you simply drop in a URL. For Teams, you'll need to create a workflow in Teams to handle the incoming webhook, and this is the URL for that workflow. For Slack, create a Slack app with incoming webhooks enabled, add the app to a workspace, and assign a channel to receive the webhooks. This is the webhook URL for the workspace containing your Slack app. For the advanced templates, we can customize the message title and content, and this includes the use of message variables, just like the Statseeker email alerts. We have the usual options to check your configured filters against the events database, preview the message content, useful for when you're using variables, and sending a test message allowing you to troubleshoot connectivity or authorization issues. We also have the option to preview the message payload. If we have a look at the ServiceNow template, we see that the URL is pre-filled. Simply update the instance name to reference your instance. Webhooks generated by Statseeker will create ServiceNow events. So on the ServiceNow side, you'll need to install ServiceNow's Event Management Core plugin. Create a user with the Event Management integration role. These credentials are the user ID and password for that user account. And you'll need the ServiceNow workflows and tables to manage the incoming webhooks. The values we see here are just suggested values. Update these as needed to best work for you. We have a metric name for tagging the message and a message key to prevent spamming, like a deduplication key. For this, maybe look at the combination of the general device and entity variables we see here as the node and resource. A severity flag. And to customize the message content, you can add key value pairs. For the PagerDuty template, don't edit the URL, it's pre-filled. You'll need to configure an Events API version 2 integration on your PagerDuty instance, and this will give you an integration URL, and that's what we drop in here. Again, suggested fields for summary, source and component, a deduplication key, and some tagging and grouping options. Like ServiceNow, custom key value pairs can be used to add all sorts of content, including links back to Statseeker reports and dashboards. And lastly, the custom template. Specify the endpoint that's going to receive the message, the authorization to be used, token, basic, or set up a custom header. And then we've got the content, and this is the body of the post message. Use the editor to manually provide a valid JSON payload containing everything you need for the integration with your target service. You can use the preview JSON payload to validate the structure of this content. I'll just delete this closing brace, and we fail validation. I'll drop it back in. And we've got valid JSON content for our message body. That's a quick look at Webhook alerting in Statseeker version 25.3. For a wider look at alerting and details on threshold configuration, refer to the Statseeker documentation.